which would still be fine anyway. Like a lot of these bands, the live versions of songs sometimes are a bit different than the recorded version anyway.
Right on. Mike?
It's interesting. I never made the connection. I just thought it was me, but I tried to sing along to this in the car the other week. Like, when I say tried, it wasn't like, oh, I must sing this song. I was just, singing along like you do, right? And then, I've been just playing the album over and over again to kind of, if you're going to help someone with an album launch, you probably want to learn about the album. And I keep going back to this because I think this is the single. This is the track that I keep coming back to. It's kind of, you think, oh, it's catchy, and then you find yourself singing along, and then I found, oh, I'm out of breath. That's how to do that. So now that you've said it, it's all become clear. It's just brought back a couple of weeks ago. I think it was, or a week or so ago, timing. So yeah, I've said before, I absolutely love this track. I love the way it builds. I love the way it's got the kind of repetition of those backing vocals and some of the licks and stuff, and then it builds layers on top of it, and then by the time you get to the end, you've got kind of 3 or 4 simple little guitar licks that over the top of each other turn into this cool little guitar solo. I love. So for me, that's a banging tune, it's worth buying the album just for tracks like that, to be honest. So yeah, very, very good.
Well, one of my last questions for you is the name of the upcoming album, Welcome to Your Life. Like, did you just kind of think of that, saying, you know what, it kind of goes to the songs, or was it just kind of like, why not, it sounds good?
No, not really. With that one, as I said, it's only in the last few years that I've kind of realised that I spent too much time worrying about what people think about me, and I also realised that I spent, as stupid as it sounds now, I spent too much time believing what I read in the paper and believing what I heard on TV, and even people that I came across. If they sounded confident and convincing, I was too easy and I guess a bit gullible in believing what they said. And it kind of all clicked a few years ago that I realised that it sounds terrible, but most of what you hear is complete rubbish.
Right.
And everyone seems to have an ulterior motive, and they're in it for themselves. And I got really disillusioned with the world for a while. And it's kind of, this is kind of the culmination of that process of thinking, welcome to your life, it's all been a lie.
Yeah.
So I thought it was quite fitting as also, I recorded a debut album as well, which I recorded completely in GarageBand before I even knew what mastering meant. So it sounds a bit raw, and it has got virtually no mixing on it at all. But it kind of ended in this song that takes you into a bit of a kind of nightmarish world, and I wanted to also have something that opened up the new album, so it kind of flowed on from that. So that's the other reason for it.
Nice. Well, Mike, I'm gonna let you ask the last few questions here, and then we'll wrap things up. But the last question, I actually get one more question for you, is do you have anything special planned for the release of the album?
I'm going with what Mike says on this one, because he's the expert in this area. I'm just doing what he tells me.
There'll be some surprises along the way. Let's leave that at that for now, I think. My questions are more of a memory test from a marketing point of view. So when does the album come out?
24th of March.
24th of March, good man. Where are people going to be able to... Where people going to be able to get it from?
It's going to be on Bandcamp initially on a name your own price. So if you want it for free, you can get it for free. But if you'd like to show your love, then you can pay a little bit of money for it. So it'll be on there. It'll be on Spotify. I've got tracks on Spotify. In fact, The Beautiful Ones is already on Spotify. So just look up JUXTA on Spotify if you want to listen to some of my music. And obviously it'll be on SoundCloud to stream as well.
Excellent. And what's the next action your fans should take? I haven't planned these, but this is working out really well. It sounds like we've scripted it.
Right. Yeah.
What's the next action that your fans should take if they want to hear more about it?
they should sign up for our newsletter and get a free track.
Nailed it. I've taught you so well. Yeah, so that's it. So we're gonna I'm gonna paste it. You're gonna paste it. Bainzy, I'm sure we'll retweet it.
Absolutely.
Paste it. We'll give everyone that link. And then you'll know when the album comes out. You don't need to remember the date yourself because it'll be in your inbox on the day, and you get a free track within a couple of days of signing up each time as well. Can't argue with that, I don't think.
Absolutely not. So that's gonna wrap it up. JJ, thank you so much for coming to the show. Like, we really enjoyed having you because I know we've been essentially going song by song in the album, not in the direct order, but it's a great album, and it's so nice to hear all the really good responses, not just from myself and Brian One Man Standing, but just what the fans have to say as well. And that's the fun part about the show, to see what the fans are saying as well.
Yeah, I'm humbled and grateful for you guys even taking the time to listen to it, let alone discuss it in the amount of detail you have. A year ago, my guitar was gathering dust in a case, and my shiny new Mac hadn't even arrived. And to think where I am now, and the fact that people are actually willing to comment on my music is just so humbling that I'm blown away. And I really thank you guys for having me on.
Anytime. So we'll definitely have you back on again in the future. So we'll plan for another Friday in a little bit, but we definitely want to have you back on, especially after the album's release. We'll talk a little bit more about it, like maybe a couple weeks after, to see how it's doing, what people have to say about it. So until next time, you can join Mike and I and Brian One Man Standing tomorrow for the Music Saturday, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, 12 a.m. GMT. But until then, thank you both for being on the show. Mike, it's always a pleasure having you as my co-host. And JJ, man, it's been a great pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm just going to get you to hold the line just for one moment, okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so we'll talk to you soon. Mike and I will be back tomorrow at 12 a.m. GMT, 7 p.m. Eastern. Until then, we'll talk to you soon. And a big thank you to JUXTA. Bones out.